Welcome everyone. I'm going to compare the Leatherman Rev, the Skeletool, and the Signal. Let's start with the Rev. So here we have an outside opening knife. The nick is down here, and you will deploy this way, which I think is a missed opportunity. They should have deployed here. Anyway, it's a liner lock. It's pretty thick and works fairly well. There are no other outside opening tools. This clip, I believe, is one of the greatest clips. It fits on most clothing, soft clothing, linen, things of that nature. Jeans, not really. You can put jeans with any type of clip. But what's important is if you put on cloth and it doesn't rip. Let's open it up. And we have our pliers, just standard. You have your wire cutters, you have your grippers, but these are molded into the plier head. Here you have the Phillips and the flathead, which you can also use for a pry tool. Works fairly well. And on the other side, you have a package opener, a filer, and a can opener. There are some markings on here. However, this thing is asymmetrical, which I do not really like whatsoever. Whenever you measure something, it's going to be at an angle. The filer is really great, on the other hand. I've never had any issues with this. Filing wood, filing metal, super great. Folding it in, no issues. I think this is a super great entry into the Leatherman brand. Now, the Skeletool is completely different from the Rev. It is much lighter weight. They're very similar, but I feel that you won't even notice this in your clothing articles or your packages, such as your personal bags. This one has more of a mechanical feel. When you open it, you can hear that click, whereas the Rev does not, and I have not really noticed that in any other Leathermans. And you can see the pliers are much less density on either side, so you can get a lot of things done. The plier side, very similar bits here for cutting wires. And the only other tool really is this deployable screw bit, which is nice because you can pull it out. Let's see, you press this right here and you can release the screw bit and get interchangeable screw bits of different types, such as Torx, such as Allen hex keys, whereas you cannot do that on the Rev or ones without interchangeable heads. Now let's close this and let's look at the knives here. This knife deployment is very nice, very simple, very easy. The nick is in the correct position or in an ergonomic position, whereas the Rev is not whatsoever. You have to go down, force it down, and pull it up. So there we go. This one is a great EDC. This one is a great all-around type of multi-tool. And here we have the Signal, which is sort of in between. You have the knife deployment, which is, although I have not worn in or not, its profile is greater than both of them. You can see right here, that is longer than both of them. Very strong, super durable. Let's open the deployment. On the other hand, to get to the wrench or the pliers, you do have to release the lock here. So you pull it up and then it will release itself. Let's take a look at all of them. this one I would say is the lightest duty. And between these two, they are sort of similar, but you have the needle nose on the Signal. It is also many times more expensive than the Rev. However, this is the one of choice. I would personally save my money for this one if you need something very specific. The carabiners, which is only comparable between the Skeletool and the Signal, I do have to say, because there is more material here, it is much easier to use the bottle opener and the carabiner on the Signal. It is much more preferable, and because the Signal is much heavier than the Skeletool, you have much more leverage to use that on various bottles, or the Skeletool doesn't have a hammer. You can add a hammer, but the Signal does have a hammer, and because it's heavier, it's very easy to break pine cones or acorns or things of that nature. And my personal take is, this is a great EDC. I have a lot of EDCs, so I don't really need this personally. It is a superb EDC. However, for specific things, if you're a Frontiers person, go for the Signal. I wouldn't really ask any questions about that. And if you just want to really try it out, the Rev is still very, very affordable. That's a really good option. Thank you for watching these 3 comparisons. Have a great afternoon, or day, or night. Bye.